important alert. This is a final goodbye. A ticket has been booked. My dear child, if you believe in angels, start this video and watch it completely. Angel says this message is coming to you now because the time has reached its turning point and the words that are written in heaven are being released into your life in this exact moment. Archangel Michael says this message for you, and you must understand that it is not by chance that your eyes are upon these words. This is very important, and it is a matter that cannot be skipped or ignored. There is an important alert over your life, and the words that come are not simple whispers but an announcement from heaven. It is a final goodbye to the season that has held you bound, a goodbye to the chains that have held you down, a goodbye to the betrayals that were spoken against you, and a goodbye to the old life that no longer serves the calling that is upon your soul. A ticket has been booked, and heaven says you are about to travel into the destiny that was written for you long before the foundations of the world. Archangel Michael speaks with urgency, and his voice carries the vibration of truth and authority. He says this moment is unlike any other you have faced, and it comes with the weight of heaven behind it. The enemy tried to blind you to this truth, but heaven says no more. This message comes as your final notice that things cannot remain as they are. A shift has been declared, and this shift is already moving in your atmosphere. Do not allow fear to silence you, and do not let doubt delay you. God says that the heavens have already moved on your behalf, and the angelic armies have gone before you to clear the path that you are about to walk. A ticket has been booked for you, and it is not a ticket of ordinary travel. It is the symbol of a divine exit from one season into the next. It is a departure from sorrow into joy, from limitation into expansion, from confusion into clarity, from betrayal into honor, from lack into abundance, from being unseen into being elevated. This ticket has your name written on it in the ink of heaven, and no one can take it from you. No counterfeit can erase your name, and no enemy can steal what God has already stamped as yours. The boarding pass has already been sealed by the breath of the Almighty, and you are about to embark upon the journey of your divine destiny. But Archangel Michael says this is a final goodbye, and you must take it seriously. Goodbye to the people who whispered against you. Goodbye to the ones who pretended to stand with you but secretly desired your downfall. Goodbye to the burdens you carried that were never yours to hold. Goodbye to the shame that the enemy tried to clothe you in. Goodbye to the years you thought were wasted, for heaven redeems every moment. God says every tear you cried has been collected in His hand, and He has kept record of all that you endured. Now is the time when He says no more delay. The chariots of heaven are arriving, and the trumpet is sounding for you to rise. You are standing at a platform in the Spirit, and Archangel Michael is beside you. He says the train that carries your destiny is already in sight. You cannot miss it. This is why the message is urgent, because too many times you were close but the enemy created distractions, confusion and fear that kept you from stepping into the promise. But this time the angels are guarding you, guiding you and holding you so that nothing will stop you from taking the seat reserved for you. God says you must open your heart wide, for this moment is not like the others. This is a final goodbye to everything that changed you, and a final welcome to everything promised. The heavens are speaking over you now. You may have felt abandoned. You may have felt like your prayers were not being answered. You may have thought heaven was silent, but the truth is heaven was preparing this exact moment. God says He was rearranging the pieces of your life so that when you finally see the picture you will be amazed at how all the broken fragments became a masterpiece. You were never forgotten. You were being positioned. The delays were not denials but alignments. The rejections were not endings but protections. The tears were not wasted but seeds that watered the garden of your destiny. Now the harvest is ready and the ticket that has been booked is your invitation to step into it fully. Archangel Michael is weeping with both joy and urgency because he knows how much has been invested into your journey. He has defended you when you did not even know attacks were near. He has stood guard over your nights when shadows tried to creep in. He has lifted his sword against enemies you never even saw. And now he says with all of heaven's authority, you must not ignore this. This is not a joke. This is your divine call. The ticket has been issued. The journey has been arranged and heaven is waiting for you to step into it. God says this is your moment of release. Release from pain, release from false accusations, release from loneliness, release from battles that seemed endless. The season of warfare is closing and the season of reward is opening. That is why this message comes as a final goodbye. Because you cannot carry the old weight into the new promise. You cannot carry betrayal into honor. You cannot carry fear into boldness. You cannot carry doubt into fulfillment. You must let go so that you can receive. The angels are surrounding you now and they are singing over you. Their song is a song of victory, a song of redemption, a song of arrival. They declare that you have overcome, that you have endured, that you have passed the test and that the time has come for you to see the manifestation of what was promised. You are not entering this journey alone, for heaven goes with you. God Himself says He will never leave you nor forsake you. And the Spirit of Truth will guide you into all things. Do not question why the goodbye feels heavy. Do not fear that stepping into the new means losing what was familiar. For heaven says what is ahead of you is greater than what is behind you. The chapter that is closing was necessary to bring you wisdom, strength, and resilience. But the chapter that is opening is filled with joy, abundance, divine connections, restoration, and miracles that will leave you breathless. This ticket that has been booked is also symbolic of restoration. It means the enemy cannot delay you anymore. It means what was stolen must be returned. It means every closed door that was meant for you is reopening. It means heaven's order is being restored in your life. You are not too late. You are right on time. You are not forgotten. You are remembered. You are not rejected. You are chosen. Archangel Michael says listen carefully. He says there are people who will not understand why you suddenly must say goodbye. There are people who will try to pull you back into the old season because it benefits them to keep you there. But you must stand strong. You must not turn back. For God says if you turn back now, you will delay what has already been arranged. This is why the message is serious. This is why the warning comes with such weight. The ticket has been booked, and the departure is soon. Heaven is counting down, and your soul can already feel the stirring. You may have sensed it in your dreams. In the sudden unease you feel about certain places or people, in the sudden pull to pray more, to withdraw from the noise, to prepare yourself. This is because heaven is preparing you for the journey. You are about to see the promise with your own eyes. God says, do not fear. Even if others do not believe you, even if they mock or doubt, even if they do not see what you see, trust what heaven is saying. Trust the signs that have been placed before you. Trust the inner witness in your spirit. Trust that God is not a man that he should lie, and if he has spoken it, he will bring it to pass. This is the final goodbye, and heaven is watching to see how you respond. Step forward with courage, for you are not alone. Step forward with faith, for the angels are with you. Step forward with joy, for the promise is at hand. Step forward with expectation, for miracles are about to unfold. The ticket is in your hand, and the time is now. God says, Archangel Michael says this message is for you, and you must not ignore it. This is very important, and it comes at a time when your soul has been crying for answers, when your heart has been restless, and when the winds of change are blowing all around you. Important alert. This is a final goodbye. A ticket has been booked, and heaven has marked something upon your life that cannot be delayed any longer. You must listen carefully, for this is not an ordinary message. This is not a passing word. This is not something for you to casually read and forget. This is a divine dispatch, a scroll rolled out in light, a seal broken open in heaven, because your time has come, and heaven has arranged a journey that you cannot postpone, cannot delay, cannot cancel. God says that for too long you have been sitting in the waiting room of destiny, unsure if your name would be called, unsure if your time would ever arrive, unsure if the promises whispered to your heart would ever truly manifest. But I tell you today, your name has been announced. The gates of heaven have spoken. The angels have been instructed. The ticket has been prepared. This ticket is spiritual, not of human paper or human printing, but a heavenly appointment, a divine travel into the next phase of your calling. The final goodbye is not a farewell of despair, but a farewell to the chains, a farewell to the delays, a farewell to the betrayals, a farewell to the pain, a farewell to the endless waiting. This is the goodbye you have been praying for, even when you did not know the words to pray. Archangel Michael says he has been watching over you as you slept, as you cried silently when no one knew, as you questioned why others seemed to move forward while you were trapped in cycles. He says he has been commanded to speak this now because you are on the edge of a departure. The plane is waiting. The time is near. This is a final goodbye to the old life. The ticket is already in your name, and no one else can claim it. It has been written in heavenly ink that cannot be erased, sealed with the authority of the Most High. You may ask, where am I going? What journey is this? And heaven replies, you are going into your appointed inheritance. You are going into the land that was promised to you. You are going into the chapter that has been delayed for too long. For years you have been denied what is yours. For years you have been told you are not ready, not worthy, not chosen. For years the enemy has tried to keep you small, tried to keep you distracted, tried to keep you stuck in places you did not belong. But heaven has decided. The final goodbye has been sounded. The trumpet has been blown. The departure is announced. This message is not meant to frighten you but to awaken you. You must be ready. A ticket has been booked, which means the date is already confirmed. Heaven is not waiting on human approval. Heaven is not waiting on other people's permission. Heaven is not waiting on the opinions of those who doubted you. The command has gone forth, and your name has been engraved on the boarding pass of destiny. Do you not see how heaven has been aligning events, how sudden changes have been happening, how people have been leaving your life without explanation, how doors have been closing quickly, and how new doors have been opening unexpectedly? This is because your departure is imminent. If you'd like to donate or show your appreciation, you can give a super thanks up to $100. God says, do not cry over what you are leaving behind. Do not mourn the friendships that faded. Do not grieve the opportunities that slipped away. Do not weep over the love that betrayed you. Do not ache for the places where you were rejected. It was all necessary for this ticket to be booked. You cannot carry extra baggage on this flight. You cannot bring with you the heaviness of the past. You cannot take with you the weight of what went wrong. You cannot drag into your next season the voices that told you, you can't. This is a one-way ticket, and it requires you to travel light, to let go, to release, to trust. Archangel Michael says this is why you have felt unusual pressure lately. The warfare intensified because the enemy knew your ticket was being prepared. The attacks came in strange waves, the misunderstandings increased, the betrayals became sharper, the loneliness grew heavier because the enemy panicked. He saw your name written on the manifest of Heaven's airline. He saw that you were about to leave the territory he used to control. He saw that you were about to step into a level he could no longer reach. So he tried to stop you with fear, with confusion, with weariness. But Michael says he has fought for you in the unseen, and the battle is won. The ticket is secure. God says this is your final goodbye to being overlooked. Goodbye to being underestimated. Goodbye to being treated like you are ordinary. Goodbye to being surrounded by people who only drained you but never lifted you. Goodbye to nights of uncertainty. Goodbye to days of waiting without answers. Goodbye to seasons of being last when you were always meant to be first. Goodbye to shame. Goodbye to despair. Goodbye to wandering with no direction. Your ticket is for elevation. Your departure is into honor. Your seat is in first class because heaven does not demote those it has chosen. Heaven promotes, heaven lifts, heaven establishes. You may not feel ready, but heaven says you are. You may feel unworthy, but heaven says you are chosen. You may think of all your mistakes, but heaven says they have been erased. You may fear what you cannot see, but heaven says trust the journey. This is why you were preserved through storms that should have destroyed you. This is why you survived things that others did not survive. This is why even when you were close to giving up, something always pulled you back, something always whispered, hold on. That was heaven making sure you would not miss this flight. The final goodbye means that certain people will no longer have access to you. Do not chase after them. Do not beg them to stay. Do not question why they turned against you. Do not be angry at the sudden exits. They could not go where you are going. Their names are not on this manifest. Their tickets have not been booked for this journey. Some of them were distractions, some were tests, some were lessons, but none of them were meant to join you on this plane. Accept it and release them, because the delay of holding on to the wrong people could cause you to miss your departure. This is why the Spirit says, be alert. The enemy will try to disguise himself as urgency, as distraction, as busyness, as doubt. He will try to make you feel unworthy of the journey. He will whisper lies in your ear, saying the ticket is not real, that the departure is a dream, that nothing is changing. Do not listen. Michael says this is a final warning. Do not let the enemy talk you out of your boarding. When the gate opens, you must step forward. When your name is called, you must rise. Do not hesitate, do not look back, do not argue with heaven's timing. God says this ticket is not just about you, it is about generations after you. Your departure is going to break curses, your elevation will rewrite history. Your new chapter will open doors for others who come after you. That is why the fight was so hard. That is why the waiting was so long. That is why the pain was so deep. Because this is not a small journey, this is a generational journey. You are carrying more than yourself. You are carrying deliverance for your family, healing for your bloodline, blessings for your descendants. That is why heaven has made sure you cannot miss this flight. Even now, the engines are warming up. The host of heaven is preparing. The announcement has been made, final boarding call. Do you feel the urgency? Do you feel the stirring? Do you feel the sudden push in your spirit to move, to rise, to act, to let go, to trust? That is heaven calling you. The countdown is on. The clock is ticking. You cannot delay. This is your final goodbye to the old season, and the new has already begun. God says do not fear the unknown. You are not traveling alone. Archangel Michael will go before you. Angels will surround you. The Spirit will guide you. The hand of God will hold you. Nothing can snatch you from His grip. No one can cancel this departure. No voice of accusation can void your ticket. No demon can interfere with heaven's command. The gate is open, the light is shining, and your name is being spoken in heaven's courts. Rise now, for this is your moment. Archangel Michael says this message for you, and this is very important, so do not skip it. This is not something you can take lightly. Important alert, listen with your whole heart and soul. This is a final goodbye to the old season you have been walking in, the suffering you have been carrying, the tears you have been shedding in silence. A ticket has been booked. Heaven has written your name on it. This is not the kind of ticket you buy with money or effort. This is the ticket that God Himself has prepared for you, and it is about to carry you into a completely different life. This is not imagination. This is not coincidence. This is your appointed time. God will be with you, and rest assured nothing will go wrong with you. You are safe, you are chosen, and the Lord is with you. All He asks is that you trust Him and pray to Him with your whole being, because what is about to unfold requires your heart to be open and ready. You must understand that heaven does not speak casually. When Archangel Michael is sent to deliver a message, it is because there is something so urgent, so critical, that every second matters. Right now, the angels are gathering around you. They are whispering to your soul, reminding you of the truth you almost forgot. You are not abandoned, you are not invisible, you are not lost. Even in the darkest nights when it felt like no one noticed your pain, heaven was keeping watch over you. Even when you felt like your prayers fell silent into the air, every single word was collected before the throne of God. Not one syllable has been wasted. Not one tear has gone unnoticed. Every cry has been heard. This is why heaven says this is a final goodbye. Goodbye to the fear that tried to chain you down. Goodbye to the lies that made you believe you were not worthy. Goodbye to the people who betrayed you. Goodbye to the shame that kept repeating in your mind. Goodbye to the pain that refused to let go. Goodbye to the emptiness that tried to take over your spirit. You will never again walk in the chains you carried yesterday. The ticket is your way out, your divine exit, and no one can cancel it. It has been paid for with the blood of Jesus, sealed with the authority of heaven, and delivered into your hands through this message. Archangel Michael stands beside you right now, watching over your shoulder as you take in these words. He is fierce, but his heart is gentle when it comes to you. He says, "Child of God, listen closely. You have been through storms that should have broken you. You have been through trials that should have destroyed you. Yet you are still here. Not because of your strength alone, but because heaven fought for you in the unseen battles. You were preserved for this very hour. Now your ticket is ready. This is your departure from sorrow into joy, from lack into abundance, from confusion into clarity, from pain into peace. Do not fear. Do not doubt. The seed has your name on it. God speaks and says, "I am not a man that I should lie. When I say I will deliver you, I will. When I say I will restore you, I will. When I say I will protect you, I will. You are my beloved, and nothing can snatch you out of my hand." This goodbye is not to life, but to the struggle that has tried to define your life. This goodbye is not to your dreams, but to the chains that suffocated them. This goodbye is not to hope, but to the despair that kept you from believing. Do not be afraid of this final goodbye. Rejoice, because I am making all things new for you. Think about all the nights you lay awake, replaying every mistake, every heartbreak, every loss. Think about how heavy those memories felt, how they stole your sleep, how they drained your joy. Heaven is saying now, never again. That chapter is closing, and the ticket in your hand is proof. Your story is not ending, it is being rewritten. Your tears are turning into seeds, and they are about to bloom into blessings beyond measure. The laughter you thought you lost is coming back. The peace you thought was gone forever is returning in full measure. The love you thought you would never feel again is about to flood your life. Archangel Michael says that you must not ignore this moment. It is holy, it is sacred. It is sacred. The final goodbye is a line being drawn by heaven itself. cross over it and do not look back. If you try to cling to what God is removing, you will only feel the weight of chains He already unlocked. Let it go. The betrayal? Let it go. The disappointment? Let it go. The shame? Let it go. The fear of what others will think? Let it go. This goodbye is necessary because the new cannot come while you are still holding the old. Heaven has packed your bags for you. The ticket is waiting. All you must do is say yes. God says, "My child, trust me. You are safe in my arms. I have been with you from the beginning, and I will be with you until the end. There has never been a second where I turned my eyes away from you. Even when you felt abandoned, I was closer than your breath. Even when you gave up on yourself, I never gave up on you. This ticket is my gift. This goodbye is my protection. Do not fear the unknown, because I am already there. I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end, and I hold your destiny in my hand. Goodbye to yesterday. Hello to destiny. Imagine this, a train prepared by heaven, waiting on the tracks of destiny. Your name is written on the seat. The whistle is blowing. The doors are open. The angelic conductors are standing ready. This is not fiction. This is the spiritual truth. Your time of waiting on the platform is over. The delays are over. The confusion is over. The fear is over. The enemy thought he succeeded in keeping you stuck, but now heaven declares, the final goodbye has been spoken, and you are boarding into the promises of God. Do not be surprised if you feel people leaving your life suddenly. Do not be surprised if old habits, old connections, old patterns start to fall away. That is the goodbye in action. God is removing what cannot travel with you. Some relationships were only meant for the wilderness, not for the promised land. Some habits were only born of pain, not of purpose, and they cannot survive in the light of your new season. Say goodbye without regret. Say goodbye without hesitation. Heaven is saying it for you, because you deserve freedom, you deserve joy, you deserve to walk in the fullness of what God has planned. Archangel Michael says, "Do not weep over what you lose, for you are gaining everything heaven promised." You are walking into alignment with your true calling. You are walking into divine timing. You are stepping onto a path that cannot be blocked. Every trap set against you is being dismantled. Every snare is being broken. Every lie is being exposed. You are safe, because I have been commanded to guard you. God says, "Child, you have been waiting for a sign, and here it is." Do not dismiss this word. Do not push it aside. This is not ordinary. This is divine intervention. This is your rescue. This is your breakthrough. You prayed, "Lord, if you are real, speak to me directly." And I am speaking now. Believe it. Receive it. Hold on to it. For this ticket is your entrance into miracles. Now take a breath. Place your hand over your heart. Feel that heartbeat. That is proof that you are still chosen, that heaven is in the heart. Heaven is not done with you, that your purpose is still alive. That heart beats with divine intention. Heaven guarded it through every attack. You are still here for a reason. You have not missed your chance. You have not wasted too much time. You are right on schedule, because God redeems time. He restores years that were stolen. He brings back what was lost and multiplies it beyond measure. This is the final goodbye to the season of suffering. This is the farewell to the endless waiting. This is the end of wandering. You are stepping into fulfillment. You are stepping into answers. You are stepping into restoration. Heaven has sealed it. Your ticket is booked. Nothing can stop it. And when you look back, you will realize that everything you went through was preparing you for this very moment. Every wound made you stronger. Every loss taught you wisdom. Every tear watered the soil of your destiny. Every trial shaped you into who you are now. And God says, now you are ready. Now you are prepared. Now you will see the promises fulfilled. So rise up, child of God. Wipe your tears. Lift your head. The journey ahead is bright. The angels are with you. Archangel Michael is standing guard. God Himself is walking with you. You are safe. You are loved. You are chosen. This is your ticket. This is your goodbye. This is your beginning. Archangel Michael says this message is for you. And you must not skip it. This is not something ordinary. This is not a casual word. This is a final goodbye. And heaven itself is watching as you open your heart to these words. A ticket has been booked, and this message comes to you with the weight of eternity in it. The ticket is not for destruction. It is not for harm. It is not to terrify you. It is to remind you that your life is a journey and that the next destination has already been prepared for you by the hands of God. This is the final warning, the final call, the final whisper before something shifts permanently in your life. You must hear every word because you were not meant to find this by accident. Heaven does not make mistakes. Every sentence is part of a divine orchestration. God says, I am here with you. I am not abandoning you. You have feared abandonment for so long, but I, your Creator, do not leave. You may have seen people walk away. You may have seen friends disappear when you needed them most. You may have felt alone in crowded rooms, invisible to those who claim to love you. But I saw you. I was there when the tears soaked your pillow. I was there when you whispered into the dark, "Does anyone hear me? Does anyone care?" And I cared. I have always cared. My eyes never left you. My presence never departed. The enemy tried to convince you that I was silent, but I have been speaking in ways you didn't always recognize. Now I make it clear. Now I make it plain. This message is my voice reaching into your spirit with urgency, because there is no more time for delay. Archangel Michael stands at your side even now, not in metaphor, but in reality. His sword of light is drawn. His wings shield you from forces you cannot see. He is commanding the armies of heaven to guard your path, because the battle against you has been fierce. Hell has whispered lies into your mind, hoping you would give up. Darkness has tried to suffocate your hope. But Michael says, enough. The ticket has been booked, and this is the moment where destiny overtakes despair. This goodbye is not to leave you. It is to say farewell to the old you. Goodbye to the past that has chained you. Goodbye to the suffering that tried to identify you. Goodbye to the fears that have stalked your nights. Goodbye to the shame that has sat heavy on your chest. Goodbye to the voice of the enemy that said you were worthless. It is over. That ticket is your transition into a new life. God says, do not be afraid. Rest assured, nothing will go wrong with you. You are safe. My child, you have always been safe in my hands, even when you did not feel it. There were nights you thought you wouldn't survive, but I carried you through them. There were moments where your breath felt like it was leaving you, but I breathed into you again. There were battles you did not even know were being fought over your soul, but heaven won them on your behalf. You are covered. You are sealed. No evil can have the final say over your life, because you belong to me. The final goodbye is not an end but a beginning. It is the curtain falling on one stage and rising on another. You have been in a wilderness, wandering, searching, hoping for clarity. That season is closing. The ticket has been issued for your departure from the old place. You are boarding now into a future where my promises come alive. You thought delays meant denial, but they were divine preparation. I was aligning the right people, the right opportunities, the right resources, the right timing. Now the timing is here. It is urgent because the moment is ripe. You cannot afford to miss it. That is why heaven presses you now with such force. That is why Michael warns you with urgency. This is the moment of goodbye to everything that is beneath your destiny. Archangel Michael says, do not be deceived by the enemy trying to make you afraid of endings. This goodbye is not a loss. It is a gain. When something departs from your life, it makes room for what heaven has appointed. When a chapter closes, it gives way for the new story. Do not cling to the ashes when I am about to give you beauty. Do not hold on to what has expired when I am placing fresh bread in your hands. You cannot carry both ye.